All right, this is the Legends of C-Stand Part 2. Imagine I got 2 of these done in a week. So there's this advice out there that with a grip head, Righty Tighty is going to save your life no matter what, that it's going to magically tighten the arm up and everything will be good and life will go on and your load, whatever you're supporting, won't fall down. So why don't we just do some simple science here? I have a fairly new, within a year, Koopa grip head. I think these grip heads, honestly, are some of the best ones made out on the market for construction and for other things about the way they're built. So in order for me to keep this straight, I'm going to face the grip head towards me so I can keep track of clockwise and counterclockwise. So if Righty Tighty, which would be down on this side, is supposed to tighten this for me, all right, let's just finger tight. Uh-oh. Hey folks, now what did I just do? I just spun it 360, Righty Tighty. It snugged up a smidge, but it really didn't stop from going anywhere. In fact, if I go the other way, ooh, it's actually snugging more going counterclockwise. So much for that. Ah, come on, stand. I'm putting a lot of force on this. In fact, funny enough, it wants to turn in the tighten direction more easily. You know, the bottom line is if you don't have the head tight, Righty Tighty or even Lefty Tighty, which is backwards, is not going to stop anything bad from happening. You're going to wind up with your thing going over, no matter what. So let's take a look at one other thing here. I've got this other stand, and this is an old Norm's head, and this is kind of where the legend of Righty Tighty got started, because these grip heads are very simple. They are a basic casting. There's nothing else going on with them. And there's no washers inside. There's no bushings inside. There's nothing. So if you take one of these guys, and that's still pretty loose, they will snug up. All right, it's grabbing. But if you remember, I started up here, so it took, what, half a turn or a third of a turn to tighten. Let's tighten up a little bit more. And the fun thing with these heads is once you've got them really wedged in like that, in fact, in the old days, we'd kind of cheat and tighten them, you're going to have one hell of a time getting this guy to want to loosen up to the point of where you're going to smack this in order to get this to loosen up. And working with these old heads was a pain, and that is why the new heads moved over to these designs with different washers and bushings and bearings and springs and stuff inside them so that they wouldn't tighten up. But the downside is, you know, they're not going to tighten up. They're just going to keep turning. And weirdly enough, the Koopa wants to snug up going backwards. So we all learn something new every day, don't we? I've certainly done this experiment with some Matthews heads that have led to different results. So let's try one of those real quick. All right, back. So this is a Matthews designed head, and this head is probably typical of designs that they turned out after 2000 or 2010. So this is, to call this a middle-aged grip head, so to speak. So let's do the same thing. Let's just get this finger tight. And it just spun loose. Nice. Let's do that again. Let's go the other way. And it's finally snugged up there. So I got, what, maybe half a turn on this before it's snugged. But again, let's get this guy tight. It got snug there. If we have this fully extended, and it's obviously a short arm, if we went from here down to here, and we had a 3x4x flag or something in this, or a light, it came down. I mean, effectively, Righty Tighty really didn't stop anything bad from happening. It just maybe at best delayed it a little bit. Righty Tighty, it does have some effect depending on the grip head design. One consideration is that if you're going to hang a light out here, throw a bag on the other end, counterbalance the arm, try and get them roughly equal. Do things that put physics in your favor rather than against it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of quick science, and we'll see you soon.